going to be making a bird box. Bird box design is from the RSPB, and the one I've decided to pick today is actually for goldfinches. The reason being, I have loads of goldfinches here, and they live in my ginormous conifer, and next to it, I'm not sure if you can see it, I've got a pine tree, and they absolutely love it. We've got quite a lot of land, you can probably see behind me, so we've got a lot of thistles, all different kinds of wild herbs and flowers. So year on year the birds have been brilliant, and we've got hundreds of goldfinches now, so it's really nice to see. Now the design itself is actually laid out on one piece of wood. I didn't have anything long enough, but I have got this one which I'm going to use. Now this is a piece of untreated pine wood. You can use things like cedar wood, redwood, teak, cypress wood, and I'm quite sure there's others. If you've actually made your own birdhouse, I'd love to see a picture of it below and tell what wood you've used, and let me know if it was successful. Now do be careful on the type of wood you use. Please don't use anything that is treated. When I say treated, I mean varnished or painted. On the RSPB website there is loads of information on safe housing and safe foods in which you can feed birds. I'm lucky enough that I've got quite a few bird pages on my Facebook, one of which is the Andalusian Bird Society. Absolutely full of information, and if you're into bird photography, wow, there's some amazing photographers on there. There's another one I follow called Wildlife in Spain, which is another good one. So I'm sure wherever you are in the world you will find like-minded people like yourself. Now this design is to attract goldfinches, so the initial width that I'm going to use is 180mm. If you're lucky and you have it all in one plank, I think the total measurement of the box when laid out is, I think it was about 123, and you can use two widths, there's 150 or 180, but because of the thickness of my wood I have gone for the large one, because you still need the base to be 100mm squared, and that's the minimum. So I think I'll get about 100 and, I don't know, 115, so it will be perfect for what I need. You do not need any fancy tools for this job. You can use a saw, a drill, a screwdriver. You'll need some screws. If you've got a clamp, you don't need any fancy set squares or anything. You can use a ruler or even no measuring tape. I will be using my circular saw today because it is easier. So if you have got the equipment, then use it. And I've just got a small screwdriver, electric screwdriver, and because I only need a tiny drill piece, this is sufficient enough to do that for me. Now first of all I'm going to draw out the design, and then I will cut it out and I will pre-drill it. I do pre-drill my wood because it does stop your wood from splitting, so if you've got a drill it's definitely worth it. So let's get it drawn out and cut out. Okay, that's it all drawn out. So I've got my two side pieces. The back is 300mm, the front is 250, the width of the whole thing is 180mm. So with this I've managed to get the two side pieces in with that angle, and then I've got the front piece. I just need to work out where the hole's going to go and the measurement for that. It's 25 for smaller birds like the finches and the blue tits. It's 28 for tree sparrows. I think it's 32 for house sparrows, and 43 is for starlings. There's also a part of it, if you remove it of the front, I'll show you later, it will attract robins and wrens and pied wagtails. So it says on the RSPB website. Once again, it all depends where you live and what birds you've got. So this piece is for the back, and this measures 400 millimeters, which is 40 centimeters. Once again, the width is kept the same. I've used the width of 180. There is an option on there to downsize this box a little bit. As I said before, I'm doing it the large size because of the thickness of my wood. All my pieces cut out now, so I've got the two side pieces. They measure on the back 300 millimeters, 250 on the front, and the width is 180. I'm going to give them a quick sand because they're a bit dangerous at the minute, and then I'll screw them together. The wood is all cut out now, I just need to drill a hole for the birds. My wood is 15 millimeters in depth. Now from the bottom I have to measure up 125, so I've just marked that out. The hole that I'm looking for is 25 millimeters in diameter. Now, I have found a couple of drill pieces, but the one I wanted I could not find anywhere. I definitely need to sort out my tool shop. I've got a tiny one, I've got one that's 32, I need 25, so I've had to bring out my DeWalt, which is slightly stronger. I think the other one would blow up if I tried a drill piece like this in it. And I've only got a 20mm piece on it, so I'll have to sand it, which is fine. I'll just finish measuring this out. Of old tubing because I haven't got any hinges, but this is great because it's waterproof anyway. So okay, so this is all finished now. I've got the lid that lifts easily, it's nice and waterproof. The hinge, because I didn't actually have any, so I've had to make do with what I had. Now from what I've read, this box needs to be up between 2 and 4 meters. I'm not going anywhere near them trees because I know there's birds nesting, but I do have an olive tree that I think might do the job. So let's go and find a tree. I'm going to pop 4 large screws into it so I can tie it up to a tree, because obviously I don't want to be drilling into any trees, so I'm going to tie it up.